Hi, this is David Ewing with Feria Labs. Hope you'll enjoy this video series for CodeBot in robotics competitions.
Okay, so let's see if we can create a past competition challenge. This is called Dash's Escape, and it's going to require us to create a taped area like a maze on the floor. So we've got a nice section of floor here. Any floor will do, as long as we have a contrasting tape that we can follow. So the robot is going to start at a little starting line area, and it's going to follow through the maze. It can't touch any of the walls. So we really can't use our line sensors to try to sense the walls, because crossing one of these lines is touching the wall, right? So based on the rules of this course. So first thing to do is we're going to create our little maze, and then the second thing to do will be to write some code to see if we can make our CodeBot navigate it. Okay, now it's time to strategize about Dash's Escape. This is the challenge. So we've got 60 seconds to navigate through the maze. It starts outside behind the start line. And then if we touch a wall at all, we're gonna basically have a score of 0. So you have to make it all the way to the safe zone. So basically it's getting through there as quickly as we can. Since we know we can't really detect a wall, because the CodeBot, its line sensors, by the time they detect the wall, they're already over it. We just have to drive really straight and then turn really accurately. It's a 90-degree turn each time. So we're making left turns all the way around until we get to the safe zone. So we need to measure and be able to practice going from the start line. Front of our robot is right at the start line to the center of the first hallway. So that first distance there, let's call that distance number 1. And then we've got another distance to go, which is distance number 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6. And then into the safe zone would be 7. So we've got 7 straight lines we have to go in, and each one of them we're gonna measure from the center of where we're starting to the center of the hallway, the next hallway, so that when we rotate 90 degrees, we'll be ready lined up for the next one, right in the middle. Okay, so 7 straight lines. Let's go measure. Okay, so when the CodeBot rotates, when it turns a corner, it's gonna rotate around its center axis like this, where the axle is of the wheels. So when we measure from like each dot on our diagram here to the next dot, we want to measure from the center of the axle. And since the CodeBot is going to start behind the starting line, let's position it so that the very front of the CodeBot is right behind the starting line. And we'll mark our measurement spot right on the axle here. Alright, like past that. That's where we... You're lightheaded, like going up and down.
Okay, you're good.
Alright. Okay. Okay, now we've got all our measurements. It's time to start coding.
Okay, so here's our code for Dash's Escape. We're going to import our libraries, and then we're going to set our power to 40% the whole way. I needed a little bit of left turn trim. Your mileage may vary, so you need to test that yourself to see what it takes to go straight. Then I'm waiting for button 0 to be pressed, blinking LEDs as we wait, or a single LED. Then I'm getting the bot moving, enabling the motors, and I'm doing our 7 different line segments. In this case, I'm going forward for 2,159 millimeters. That's the amount that we measured. And then I'm turning left by 90 degrees. Then I go forward for 1,829 millimeters, and so forth, until we've gotten all 7 line segments covered. And then we turn off the motors, and hopefully we're in the safe zone.
All right, here we go. All we're gonna do is wait for us to press button 0. When we press button 0, it's gonna go straight. Let's see if it goes the right distance. That is not why. Why is it turning? Ooh. It didn't rotate. Take 2. almost exactly the same. Check 3. Okay, so check the code, the Python code for the wheel encoder version of this robotics challenge. Next, we might try a little bit of a sensor version of this, but you can see how we were able to make it happen. The code is very simple, and enjoy using the competition library.